Hello, I'm Erin, one of the librarians at the Sacred Heart University Library. Have you ever found a source for your research paper and wondered, is this actually a good source to use? Figuring out if information is trustworthy can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming, so in this video we're going to break it down. Evaluating your sources is a skill you can easily learn using a memorable checklist, the CRAP test. Let's talk through what that stands for and how you can use it to determine if the source you're looking at is right for you. The C stands for currency, which is the timeliness of the information. Depending on your topic, using an older source might be fine, but for fast-moving fields like medicine or technology, you need the newest information. Ask yourself, when was the information published? Has the information been updated or revised? Where to look? Check the top of an article right under the headline for a publication date. If you're on a website, scroll all the way to the bottom to look for a recent copyright year to make sure that the site is still active. Next is R for relevance. Just because a source is credible doesn't mean it's the right fit for your specific paper. You want to make sure it directly connects to what you're trying to talk about. Also, consider the depth. Do you need a quick overview or a deep, detailed analysis? Save time by reading the abstract or summary paragraph at the beginning of a scholarly article. For news or magazine articles, scan the bold section headings to see if the main ideas align with your topic before you read the whole thing. The first A in CRAP is for authority. Here is where we determine who created the source and whether we can trust their expertise. A journalist writing for a popular magazine has a different kind of authority than a university researcher publishing a formal study. In a scholarly article, look for a university or research affiliation listed right next to the author's name. On a website, check the About Us tab to see who is sponsoring the site, or click on the author's name to read their bio if that's available. The second A stands for accuracy. Is the information supported by evidence? Where does the information come from? You cite your sources in a paper to show where you got your information, and a reliable website or paper will do the same. Look for the receipts. In a scholarly article, scroll to the end and look for a reference list or bibliography. In a news article, look for hyperlinks in the text that point back to original, reputable sources. Finally, we have P for purpose. Ask yourself, why does this information exist? A scholarly article's purpose is to share new educational research. A commercial website or blog, however, might be trying to sell you something, get clicks for ad revenue, or push a heavily biased opinion. Clues often hide in the URL. Websites ending in .edu or .gov are usually educational or governmental, while .coms are often commercial. Scan the margins of the page. If it's covered in heavy advertising or the text uses highly emotional language, it might not be objective. Evaluating sources is an ongoing process. By looking closely at currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose, you'll be able to confidently choose the right sources for your assignment. And if you're asking yourself, why should I use these different kinds of sources? A quick Google search or reading a website is so much faster and easier than a dense academic paper. That's understandable. But here's the thing. News articles are great for basic updates and background information, but scholarly articles offer you so much more. They are written by researchers who have spent years studying their topic, and they've been reviewed by other trustworthy experts in the field before being published. That peer review process means that you are getting some of the most accurate information possible. Learning how to evaluate and read these papers isn't just about getting an A on your assignment. This is about learning how to find trustworthy information, how to read a complicated text, and how to share what you know with others who don't have the same knowledge. It is about you joining the conversation that scholars are having and becoming a responsible scholar yourself. If you ever feel like you need assistance, then please reach out to your librarians, which you can easily do through the library website. We're always here to help. Thank you so much for watching.